Hello guys, and welcome to another teaching. This week, since I was covering Psalms 23 last week, this week was thought about last night. This is just how the world is and everything. What the world does. To begin with this, the world is nothing but wrong. And I'll explain a little bit more later. Let's see. Where was I? Where was I doing it? This is talking about how the world is, how I get it into this one. So I'm going to start in Romans 2. And that's going to cover down to 32. And no, I'm not picking on no one. I'm not picking on no one. At all. This is just how the world is. It says this. For therein is the righteousness of God revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, the just shall live by faith. I'm going to actually start at 17, what I just said. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and righteousness of men, who hold the truth unrighteousness, because that which may be known of God is manifested in them. For God had showed it unto them. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world has clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse, because that when they know when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imagination, and their foolishness heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God in an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. Wherefore God has given them to unclean thoughts, the lust of their own hearts, to disown their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of God into a lie, and worshipped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this caused God to give them up unto vile affliction, for even their own, not even their own, for their women did change the natural use that which is against nature. And likewise also the men, leaving natural use for the women, burned in their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving into themselves that recompense of their own error which was met. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind, to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with unrightfulness, fornication, wickedness, controversy, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignantly, whispers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, which understanding covenant breakers, without natural affliction, and impalpable, unmerciful, who, knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do to them. So what it's talking about, this world has done sinful things. We have invented stuff that's got up there for worship from what is right. If you look at our things, it's talking about everything wrong. Wars. It's talking about kids fighting with parents and being disrespectful to the parents. It's talking about every single thing that's going on with it. We got people in there going around using tarot cards. They're using Ouija boards. And they're calling it a game. They're talking about other stuff that's just going wrong. Kids being disrespectful to their parents. When the parent tells them to do something or stuff like that, and they smart mouth them, that's kind of being disrespectful to parents. Which breaks one of the 10 Commandments. The 10 Commandments says right there, says to honor thy father and honor thy mother. Parents fighting with kids, lies, deceit, war. We got people that don't like the things of God. When we are born into this world, and this is true. It's not propaganda, it's not anything, but it's true. We are born into sin. When we start knowing what's wrong and what's right, we know we are being when we are born, we're in sin because of Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve listened to the devil as a snake. It's talking about other things that are happening just wrong. And a good remembrance, a good thing about that, a good example of murders was that shooting that just happened not too long ago, a couple days ago. It's talking about that murder. It's talking about murders like that. Murder is also in the Ten Commandments. Thou shalt not kill. You got people worshiping different gods and stuff like that. We got people just doing hateful things. It reminds me, this happened not too long ago. A bunch of kids came up, took something, and insulted a homeless man. Just because they had nothing better to do, basically. No, they did out of pure hatefulness. We got people who will lie and steal. There's been some times where people's been going around and just causing fires to stuff and mess like that. We have people just doing awful things because they're bored. I don't know what's going on when people think, but it's just plain awful. This is just awful. And if you look at your television shows, they're wrong too. They're just wrong. And people just don't seem to care. I'm not poking nobody or anything, but look on your shows. Now this This is what I've seen. And yes, I am guilty of that one too. This is way back before I went and got saved and stuff like that. If we look right here, we got Futurama, we got Family Guy, we got American Dad, we got other shows. If you look really careful, you can see just how much all the wickedness in those shows are. We got on Family Guy, we got a baby that gets up there and he plots sometimes to kill people and stuff like that. Now this is stuff I've seen on there. And that's normal. Back then when I was growing up, I was a little kid. Television wasn't that bad. We had, and these old television shows are gone now. We had Scooby-Doo, we had Bugs Bunny, we had Roadrunner, we had the Looney Tunes, we had all that. Where is it now? This world is just gone wrong. This world is just wrong for what it does. We got people who don't like other people. They'd rather go up there and steal from their house or go up there and kill them or anything like that. We've voted where we've taken God out of schools. We've taken Jesus out of schools. When we've done that, trouble has already happened. We got people who do wrong things. Just awful things. It's talking about all the stuff that this world has done. So pretty much, yeah. We've got people who went up and stole from churches. We've went up and we've had other stuff. Other stuff that's gone wrong. Our music today is wrong. Our music today is awful. We got kids going around and listening to music that is just I can't even understand what it says. Just like the Super Bowl that just happened a couple weeks ago. We saw Justin Timberlake, and half the music he was doing was just awful, and kids were up there enjoying it. I said to myself on Facebook when I seen that. I went on Facebook and I said, is that what we allow our kids to listen to? man, we got movies where they get up there and they use Ouija boards in it. They use tarot cards in it. We got just awful things in this world. This world has gone awful. We have a after school group now that's trying to teach kids to worship the devil. Just awfulness in this world. And now we got channels. We got channels that are just, ugh. We got a few other shows. It's just awful. And the parents are allowing them to watch it. We got just awful things in this world. Appalling. The more I talk about it, just makes me sick. Makes me sick to my stomach just thinking it. This is just how the world is now. This is just how the world is in this now. This is just what life is now. We are in the last day and the last hour. We are in the last days and the last hour when Jesus comes back. And he's going to be coming back for his people. Yeah, it's just awful in this world. Stealing. People marrying the wrong genders. Guys marrying guys. Women marrying women. Just awful. I'm not picking on no one, but that's just awful thinking. So yeah, all this stuff is just from Adam and Eve just eating the fruit that the devil lied to them, and they fell for it. Sometimes I wonder what would this world look like if Adam and Eve never ate from the fruit. It's just a reaction that just happened. Now we just got awful things going on in this world. When you get up in the morning, you read, somebody's been shot. Somebody's been shot. Somebody's been murdered. This world is just, ugh. This world is just wrong. Wrong. We need the Lord. We need the Lord more than anything now in this world. But there's some people just don't want him here in this world. So, this is just how life is now. This is how life is. So I'm going to end up with this. I pray the Lord sometime. I pray that the Lord will come back. I wait for every single day. And I wait every single day to see when he comes back. You want to be ready? It ain't hard to ask him to come into your life. You need to ask him to come into your life, but it's a decision. It's a decision if you want him in your life. So anyway, have a good day. I hope things will change for the better. I hope tomorrow will be a better day, which I do pray for a better day. Let the Lord be with you. Have a good rest of the week.